Hi everybody, welcome back to Craft with Norma. I am the sister channel of Crafted by Norma, and unfortunately I got scammed back in July 2021 and have had to set up a new channel. So here I am. And today what we're going to do is an assembly of a Victorian altered book. It would take me ages to do it as a whole complete video, so I thought what I'd do is just show you how I did it and assemble it and take it from there. So if I move some of the inserts, which we can have a look at in a mo, and have a look at the book itself. So the cover was initially just all black, and what I've gone and done is utilised an old book, an old songbook, which is very similar to this one, where it was really badly damaged along the spine. And what I did was insert a black strip of card, and then I pasted over some, believe it or not, some bandage that was out of date from someone's first aid kit, and that just gives it the strength to actually work with. So that's what I did first. Then I went and painted it with some black ink, and that didn't work. So then I painted it with black gesso, and that worked just a little better. Let's just see if I can come in a little bit. There we go. That worked a little better, and I still wasn't quite happy with it. So I then put on some crackle glaze, and lo and behold, that didn't work either. So I was a bit stuck because I wanted it to have it look as if it had some sort of texture and some age to it. So I had a look in my stash and I found some old shimmer mist. There it is there. And this particular colour is called Golden Mint. And because I've lost the spray end, as you can see there, I lost the spray end ages ago, all I did was just pull out the mechanism and the tube and sort of like spread it all over, and then just used a brush to brush it on, and I quite liked the effect. But I still wasn't happy with it. I still wanted it to look sort of like Victorian and aged. So I went into my collection of stencils and I came across this one. Let's just move this one out of the way. And these are from a company called Le Blanche. It's a company from Belgium, and I bought a pack of, I think it was either 6 or 8. They weren't very expensive, but they started off with a tacky back. It is just a little bit tacky, as you can see there, but the more I'm using it, the less tacky it's becoming. And then all I went and did then was to put it over the cover, and I went over it with some black acrylic paints, and I'm quite made up with the effect that I got. And then I needed to have something on the front of it, so all I used there was one of the cheap little frames, little chipboard frames, and I got these from a shop called The Works, which I've got in the UK. I'm not sure what your equivalent would be, perhaps Michael's in the States. And then all I did with that was paint it, put a little bit of those, the shimmer ink on, a little bit of the crackle glaze to see what happened, but I'm quite pleased with the outcome. And obviously an old spooky looking type photo. And then on the inside what I did was just used some paper that I had, which I thought went quite well with it, and I just covered the inside. Let's just pull this out. Oops. The inside of the book, made 2 holes with the hole puncher so I could attach a dangly of some description. Obviously you can add to whatever dangle that you want. And then just a little corner pocket there and a little pocket there to take the very large tag, which has also got a couple of pockets, and I've just made these little tags to go in, and then that slots into there like so. There we go. Oh, in. So that was the base of my book. Then I made the template ready for putting my signatures in. And the template again is 4 layers of black card, thick black card, which I've layered up. I've then measured and punched 4 holes in. And I've just marked there, I don't know whether you can quite see, but I've marked T for top and B for bottom, so I remember which way is which. Made the holes in it, covered it in the paper, made the holes in it, ready to be attached once I've put the signatures in. And that will then hold the book together, which we're going to do. So that's the sort of base of the book. So I then had to make my signatures. So I just moved that there to one side. So the first signature I did, I thought I'd just make it quite easy, and all this is a piece of black card, which I've measured to make sure that it'll slot in quite nice with the size of the book, and just made some papers to fit in. Now these are actually offcuts from another book that I did, which was quite handy. So they're the offcuts, and just measured them up. So on this book, it's, where are we? So it's near enough 6 inches across, and obviously I've added an extra ½ inch for the little tag on the side there, and the papers I've just cut down to size, which is 6 inches by 5¼ inch. So that's going to be one of the signatures, quite easy to make, and I've just added some bits to the outside. And then the next one I decided to do was to do a tag one, and again it's quite easy to do. So what I did was measure my tags, and this one is 9½ inches. So it's a piece of card 9½ inches long, and width-wise I've gone and done 5¼ and I've just cut it into the tag shape that I needed. Folded it over into 3 like so, and then I've just added some papers. This one's just got a little fold there to catch the bits and pieces. That one has just got a bottom pocket. This one's got a corner pocket. That one's got obviously a belly band just to keep things in. And then turning it over, that's just a journaling card that slots into that little space that's there, and then a corner pocket here and a little tag there. So that's another of my signatures. Then I thought I'd go back easy again. So again I just made another signature with papers in, and again this I went and used the bits that I had left over. Now this one is from the House of Lords, Westminster, London, which I found in I think it was a charity shop, and I've tea stained it, and these are old paper from an old book that I've just made into a signature, and in some of them I've actually sewn in a little pocket there and there on the outside, and I've also put in here an old envelope that I've made into a pocket as well. So again, quite easy. And this time, instead of using ordinary black card, I've just embossed it just to give it a bit of texture, to make it slightly different from the other signature. So that's that one. And then the fourth and final one, I thought I would just do similar to the tag, but not quite the same. So with that one, I've gone and printed out dark Victorian, so you know what it is. That's a glued black glue stick, which I've made into a seal, and then that just opens out like that. That opens out like that. That opens out like that, and that opens out like that. And this one is 11 inches long by 5¼ inches. So again, very similar to the tag, only this time you've got 4. And to do this one, I'm just going to use some of the embossed paper that I had left over. This one I used some texture paste I found, didn't know I had. And again, I've gone and used the same stencil, just put it over, put the texture paste in, and then I've just gone over it with some of the wax. And again, I've waxed these ones as well to sort of match to come in. And then on that tag, I've also used the wax. Now, the wax that I've used, if you look at it, I'll just move this out one side. If you look at it, it looks as if it's dead. It's very, very dry. It's very, very hard. You rub your finger on it and you don't get anything. But it's water activated. So all I do is just dip my finger in some water and rub it on, and it becomes activated again. So to see if I've got anything I can rub it on to show you. That's not going to be a mess. So there's a piece of black card, and as you can see, the fact that the water has actually activated it again. So you're not going to lose it, because I've known people who throw them away, but because it's water based, that's how you can activate it. And if you don't want to use your fingers, you can use a brush just as easy. But it's a shame to throw it away when you think it's all dry and dead and not worth anything. And this one is, oh gosh, probably half the reason that I have problems with them is I don't put the lid on properly. So this is Inca Gold, and this particular one is just turquoise from a German company. I've got them in various colours, and again they've all gone dry and they all look very dead. So going back to here, this one I've just left plain, but I've used this again just to go over, and I've highlighted just very, very lightly with some ink stain to give it that sort of Victorian look. And again, just to keep it all in sort of focus, some more of the Inca ink on there and there, and I've just made a little tag, journaling tag to go in there, like so. And then some photos, which I've collected over a period of time. This one I just did it as a faux photograph album, because the old albums used to get those little tags that used to go in the corner and keep the picture in. So I've just made that look as if it's it will come out, but it won't. I've actually glued it down. So that's my fourth one. That just flips over there, that flips over there, and then I've just got one of these little tag things that clip into there, which hold it together neatly, and then I've just got one of these little Tim Holtz style little clips that will clip onto there, like so. So that's my fourth one. So it comes to assembly now, and what I thought I would do is use some very, very thin black ribbon that I've got. I went to a craft show the other weekend at Port Sunlight and bought some of these. They were like 50p for a roll of it. As you can see, it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but hey ho, there we go. So all I'm going to do is attach it to my spine, which I've already got pre-holed. And all I do for that is, let me just get rid of this for a sec. All I do now is just measure it up against the 4 holes, like so. Bearing in mind that's T for top and B for bottom. That's the top, that's the bottom. Line it up like so, so it's quite even, and then I just get a light coloured pencil and just mark it up. So I've got an idea where it is that I want the stitching. Now that I want one in the front, so that's going to be in this set of holes here. That's going to be there. And then the next one I wanted was going to be the tag one. So again, I would just measure that up against those holes there, like so. Now do I want that one there or do I want that one? I think I'll have that one there first. Or will I? No, I'll have that one, I think. Oh, I do hate being indecisive. So just measure it up and just put a little mark so I know where to punch the holes. like so. So that's going to be number 2. And then, no, I'll actually make that number 3. And then this one, do the same. So you're just going to measure it up, making sure that this is the height of the book. So you want it to be quite even. You don't want it to be too higgledy-piggledy. So again, just marking it so I know where to punch the holes. Number 2 and number 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to need a needle in a moment. So now I like to use vintage needles. I find the new ones that we get, I think they're from China. I like to use vintage needles that are, well, from the UK. They come from Sheffield, which is a city renowned for its stainless steel. So I'll just make my holes now to make sure that everything stays in its place. I'm just going to use some large bulldog clips to hold everything in, so everything stays where it should stay. There we go, like so. And then I'm going to feed it in. Now I'm going to want to have the small holes as such. So I'm just going to slide it in, and you might not be able to see this, but oops, sorry. There we go. Oops. Since I broke my thumb a couple of years back, well, it's 4 years now, I do have problems with my dexterity in my right hand, and also having pressure. So to buy this has been a godsend, if I'm honest. Right, so that's that one done. That one's got its holes done. I'm going to do the same now with this book. Have everything held in place, like so. I do apologise if you can hear a dog barking in the distance. My next door neighbour unfortunately lost his wife a couple of weeks ago, and his son's come to stay, and his son's brought his dog, and obviously the dog doesn't like being in its temporary new house. So it's playing up a little bit. Usually there's not a sound anywhere. You might have a passing train now and again, but usually it's very quiet. Right, there we go. Last one into this one. Okay. And as you can see, there's the holes punched in, and then these are going to be exactly the same. Now with this, I don't need to have anything to hold it still, so I can just do it quite quickly. There we go. Ooh. That's it. And then the last one I'll put in. Obviously you can do whatever signatures that you would like to do. But I saw, we had a retreat in Wales. I organised a retreat away a couple of weeks ago. 4 of us went away, a lovely site. We went away for 4 nights, so it's 5 days, 4 nights. And one of the ladies there did her version of a dark Victorian journal, and I absolutely adored it. So I thought, right, that's the next journal I'm going to have a go at doing. So thank you, Bethan, for your inspirational journal. So, right, so we've got as far as there. Next, I'm going to do some sewing, and I'm going to do a pamphlet stitch and sew them into using the pamphlet stitch. I think it's a pamphlet stitch anyway. And I'm going to just use a big-eyed needle. Ooh, go in there like so. And I'm going to use the last one which is first, second, third, last, this one. Making sure that's top to top. So yeah, that's bottom, that's top, there we go. And we're going to go into the middle one first. So we go through the middle holes and we're going to find the middle hole there. We're going to pull that through like so, leaving a little tag, a little ribbon space just there. We're then going to go into the bottom hole and we're going to pop it into there like so and pull it through, go into the top hole and pull it through like so. Ooh. Like that, and then through to the middle one again. Okay, so the middle one and the middle one through there, and it should come up that side there like that. Okay, and then we're going to pull that as tight as we can like so, and then we're going to just go through, oops, and tighten that like so. Go like that and snip it off. And hey presto, we have got the first signature sewn in. Now I've made a mistake there, so we're just going to stop a sec. Okay, so as you can see there, we went in through the middle first, down, came out here, went through the bottom one, came out here, then we went to the top one, went straight through the top one, came out of there, and then we went back into the middle and came out here and tied the knot. Now what I did, I made a mistake and I missed that hole on the way through, so I'll do it this next time for you using the next signature. Okay, trying to make it as clear as I can for you, because it's a bit awkward for me to try and sew it at the same time as I'm trying to show you, if I'm honest. So I normally go 4 times the length of what I'm working on, so that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's usually enough of your ribbon or your string or your cord that you're going to use. So again, we're going to start in the middle hole that's just there. We're going to go through to the middle hole that's just there. We're going to come through like so. We're going to leave a little bit of a tag there. We're then going to go through to the bottom hole here and through to the bottom hole there on the tag and come through. We're then going to pull that right the way through, and then we're going to go to the top hole. You go in the top hole of my tag to the top hole of my centre, oh gosh, on that one, that's it. There we go, and pull that quite tight, and then we're going to go in through the centre hole, through the centre hole of the tag, like so, and then we'll come up just there, like so. Ooh, could do with an extra pair of hands. Gosh, right, okay. And then we're going to pull this as tight as we can. So we're quite happy now to lose the needle, and we should have it going through the holes that's there. Pulling it as tight as you can, and then we're going to just tie a knot. So we're going to go once like that and tie a knot, and then we're going to go 1 and 2 like so, and then that should secure it really well. And then cut your excess off. So I'm going to finish sewing the other 2 tags on and come back to you for the next stage. So if you just hang on a sec, I'll see you in a mo. Okay, so I've now gone and sewn in all 4 of the signatures. and tied them all off, and which has then left me with loose pieces of the ribbon. So all I'm going to do now is just tie the ribbon off, 1, 2, and then I'm going to add some tags. Now on most of my work I have these little tags, and they're very easy to make, so I just thought I'd do you a quick sort of demo. So all you do is, I've got some black card left over from the project, and I've just done it, and it's probably about, what would you say, just over 1/2 inch, little strips, and I just bend them over like so and squish them down with my fingers. That's a very technical term, by the way, squish. And then I just trim it off like so, and then just sort of make them roughly into little tag shapes like that. So there's one, and then I'll make the other one. So again, bending over, squishing down, remember, technical term, and then snip that off like so into little tag shapes, just like that. There we go. And then I put a little tiny bit of glue. Now at the moment, believe it or not, I'm using wood glue that I found in my husband's workshop, and I thought it's a shame to let it go to waste. I'll use it, and it has worked out quite well. It does stick quite quick. Now to make sure that they stay in the right place, I'm going to use some of these bamboo pegs. Now these were a great buy. I bought these in Bulgaria many years ago. We used to have a house out there, beautiful part of the world, and unfortunately once my husband passed, I had to let the property go. There we go, like so. But I bought them in the one lev shop, and a lev was worth probably, I don't know, about 10p at the time, if not less. And I bought a good few pegs to use there and to sort of bring home. But they're ideal just to keep things in place, especially these little tags. So I just squish that down like that, and then hey presto, I've got little tags. Now I can, if I want to, just gild wax those, because it is the paper is embossed, and I just leave those for a few minutes and they will stick. And then that brings us back then to the spine ready to go into the book. And what I'm going to do for that is, I want it to stick long term and be secure, but for temporary, so it stays while the glue sets, I'm going to use some red sticky tape. And that's normally the only reason why I use red sticky tape, is purely to hold things while the glue sets. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Whoops. All fingers and thumbs today. So I'm going to put it across there like that. And then I'm going to make sure that sticks down quite well, like so. And then I'll put a second piece across. Whoops. Again, like so. Doesn't matter if it hits the ribbon or not. I just want to make sure that it's going to adhere to the spine of the book. There we go, like that. And then I'm going to take the top piece off. Oops, like so. Like magic. And then I'm going to use my glue. And I'm going to glue, come on glue, that's it, glue along there, all the way down the edge, like so, all the way there, all the way along there, down the centre. And then what I'm going to do is just use my finger just to smooth it down, because I find if I do that with this glue especially, it will adhere quite quick. There we go. And then the hardest bit is to actually fit it to the book. So one book, and you can just see along there the edge where we want it to go in, which is the very edge of the book itself. And if I do that, just match it up, like so, that should stick using the sticky tape first, like so. And then you sort of like press it in, so you're pushing from this side and you're pushing from the centre. And then what I'm going to do is use my bone folder. Well, let's take these pegs off, I don't need them anymore because they're wobbling everywhere. Again, a very technical term, wobble. And we're just going to press that down like that, there. And we're going to do the same there, because we want that to fasten. And then I'm going to use a couple of smaller clips to come away. So press that into there like that. So that's going to glue quite secure there, and the same this end. Get rid of all those tags, like so, and clip that down there, like so. Open the signatures out, and then we should be able to go again using the bone folder just to press in between, so we're getting some pressure on the glue and also onto the red tape, like that. And then we'll leave that then for a good couple of hours to set in, and then you'll be able to open the book and utilise it. So I'm just going to put that journaling card in there, like so. There we go. And there we have an altered book, which is going to go into my Etsy shop, crafted by Norma. And I hope that gives you sort of an insight into how I alter a book, and an insight into this this dark Victorian journal, which I can go through now. So I've got a picture there of a skull and a little girl, and a picture of a little boy. The Victorians were very strange with some of their ideas compared to modern day us. They used to take photographs of their dead, and they quite like sort of like spooky photos. So with this one we've got a gentleman, and he's got the head of what looks like his wife. I think that's just faux, to be honest. But they used to also have photos where they would use the children, and if the baby had died, they would dress the baby, a dead baby, and get the youngsters to actually sit with it, so it's still a family photo. Really strange, really strange. And that was just a little picture of a little girl in a fancy dress. And again, it's just in that little pocket. And here I've just made a little tag to go in there using a Victorian fob watch onto a journaling card. And that lady's a circus performer. Now obviously in the Victorian time, ladies didn't even show their ankles, so to be quite brazen and show legs and bare arms was quite quite daring, shall we say. So again, that just slots into there. And we've got another tag here that I've gone and done with a little boy. I don't know whether he's eating a sweet or blowing a whistle, I don't know. And then we've got Sherlock Holmes, obviously Victorian detective. So I've put that on there just as the front cover for this little journaling section, notebook. and a Victorian curiosity cabinet, I think they were called. And then we got a steampunk type postcard with a little ticket just plonked in there. Another little ticket there, and another prescription there, and a white oil advert there, and then I've just got Victorian steampunk gentleman on a card there. Flipping it over, another steampunk postcard. Gosh, that's hard to say. Again, we've got a Victorian lady with a baby, and just a wedding certificate that I've just tucked in the back there. That flips over, and then on this side we've got a Victorian photo of a lady with very large teeth. I think it's faux. Don't understand why, but I just thought it was a bit gruesome and ideal to go in this dark Victorian journal. And then this one again is a bit spooky. They liked seances. They enjoyed calling up the dead. So they used like Ouija boards and seances and all sorts of wonderful things. And obviously a lot of them were very, what's the word I would want to use besides fake? But that's just a photo of a possibility of a faux seance. Then again, I've just done some stitching and I've just popped that little photo there so you can stick things behind it. And I've also done the same on the back with now allegedly it's a Victorian criminal, which I got from a site when I was looking into my family past. And there I've just got a little pocket that I've made there. And somewhere down here, yeah, here we are, we've got an envelope there that's, I've gone and used a coffee stained envelope. And again, it's just got a pocket so you can put some bits and pieces in. And then the back page, we've got a tag and a small tag on a large tag. And that's the journal. So I'm going to put it on one side now, ready to completely glue and then put it onto my Etsy shop. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you'll subscribe and don't forget to hit that icon button so my next video you'll know about it. And do check out my sister channel, Crafted by Norma, and do hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.